So, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 5, Text 21. Tvam atmanatmanam avem amogdrik parasya pumsa paramat manah kalam ajam prajatam jagatasyvyatan mahanu bhavabhyudyo digyantayam. Your goddess, your goodness has perfect vision. You yourself can know the super soul personality of Godhead because you are present as the plenary portion of the Lord. Although you are birthless, you have appeared on this earth for the well-being of all people. Please, therefore, describe the transcendental pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, more vividly. So Naradmuni is speaking to Vyasadeva that you yourself know super soul personality of Godhead because you are present as a plenary portion of the Lord. So Vyasadeva is a plenary expansion of the Supreme Lord. Thus, Naradmuni is requesting him to glorify the Supreme Lord. Idam hipumsas tapasa shrutasya va svistasya suktasya cha buddhidattayo avichyuto artha kavapir nirupto yad uttama shloka gunarna varnanam. Learned circles have positively concluded that the infallible purpose of the advancement of knowledge, namely austerities, study of Vedas, sacrifice, chanting of hymns, and charity, culminates in the transcendental description of the Lord, who is defined in choice poetry. Uttama shloka gunarna varnanam. Uttama shloka means choicest poetry. Like gunarna varnanam means the glorification of the qualities of the Supreme Lord. So learned circles have positively concluded that the infallible purpose of the advancement of knowledge is austerity, study of Vedas, sacrifice, chanting of hymns, and charity, culminates in transcendental description of the Lord. So human intellect is developed for advancement of learning in art, science, philosophy, physics, chemistry, psychology, economics, politics, etc. By culture of such knowledge, the human society can attain perfection of life. The perfection of life culminates in the realization of the Supreme Being Vishnu. The Shruti, therefore, directs that those who are actually advanced in learning should aspire for the service of Lord Vishnu. Unfortunately, persons who are enamored by the external beauty of Vishnu Maya do not understand that culmination of perfection of self-realization depends on Vishnu. Vishnu Maya means sense enjoyment, which is transient and miserable. Those who are entrapped by Vishnu Maya utilize advancement of knowledge for sense enjoyment. Sri Naradmuni has explained that all paraphernalia of the cosmic universe is but an emanation from the Lord out of his different energies, because the Lord has set in motion by his inconceivable energy the actions and reactions of the created manifestation. Okay, so basically, what is being spoken here by Naradmuni is that advancement of knowledge leads to study of Vedas, austerity, chanting of hymns, and things like that. But they all culminate. So these are the ways of where knowledge is cultivated. It all leads to the glorification of the Supreme Lord. That's what we are to understand from here. Okay, anybody wants to read? Because my Sanskrit, even I can't tolerate so bad. Please go ahead, Mataji.
I would like to, Prabhuji.
Go ahead.
Aham puratit bhave bhavam mune dasyastu kasyakshana veda vadinam nirupito balaka eva yogina shushrushane pravrushi Nivrivikshata. Translation. O Muni, in the last millennium, I was born as the son of a certain maidservant engaged in the service of Brahmanas who were following the principles of Vedanta. Uh, when they were living together during the 4 months of the rainy season, I was engaged in their personal service.
Thank you very much. Very nicely recited, Mataji. Thank you. So now Naradmuni is sharing his childhood story. So, or rather past life story, not childhood story. So past life, Naradmuni was a Shudra. He was a son of a maidservant engaged in the service of the Brahmanas. These are not just normal Brahmanas. These are Bhakti Vedantas, who are like Srila Prabhupada, he was named Bhakti Vedanta. So like top-notch Brahmanas, top-notch sannyasis. So during the 4 months of rainy season, which is about to start, sannyasis don't travel. Generally, sannyasis don't stay in a place more than 3 days, right? Because they're supposed to be detached. So they stay in one place and then they move on to another place. Yogesh, I'm wearing your shirt. So they stay in one place and they move on to another place like that. But during the 4 months of rainy season, the sannyasis stay at one place and they study the Vedas and they share a knowledge and everything. So Narad Muni in his past life was son of a maidservant who was supposed to be serving this Bhakti Vedantas. And as his mother was serving, he was also serving with his mother. And because he was a child, he would listen and sit and hear all the conversation that these Bhakti Vedantas would have amongst themselves. And their conversations were so powerful and they were such pure personalities that just by hearing them, this Narad Muni in his past life became very, very elevated. So once the rainy season got over, the Bhakti Vedantas left, and Narad Muni was feeling that, oh, now what? And just to make his life a little bit more difficult, his mother also passed away, I think by a snake bite. At that point of time, Narad Muni, in his past life, when he's a son of a maidservant, he was searching for Vishnu everywhere. Somebody told him that by finding Vishnu, he will be able to find happiness. So after a lot of calling out, lot of yearning, finally, Super Soul, Paramatma, appeared to Narad Muni in his consciousness. It was literally like a split second, where the Supreme Lord appeared, gave him blessings, and disappeared. And that was enough for him to pursue his entire life in the pursuit of the meditation and glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And because of that wonderful life, next life, he was born as a son of Brahma, as a Narad Muni, who, after Lord Brahma, is the next Acharya in line in our disciplic succession. Such a powerful personality that he has access to the entire creation, material world and spiritual world. There is no place that Narad Muni can't go. He can be in Kolkata. The next thing you know, he can be in Vaikuntha. He has absolutely no problem with access. His ID works everywhere. So that's Narad Muni. Great personality. So much so that even the Supreme Lord makes exception for him. He's always in the Lord's pastimes, always promoting Lord's glories and pastimes. And Sunday, we're going to have Jagannath Rath Yatra. So the fact that we know Jagannath also is because of Narad Muni's desire. Because when this pastime happened, Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, they were listening to the Vrindavan pastimes from Mother Rohini in Dwarka, and they melted in ecstasy, hearing the Vrindavan pastimes. At that time, Narad Muni happened to be flying by. And as he saw this beautiful form of the Supreme Lord, big eyes, tears coming out, ecstasy, Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, seeing that, Naradmuni said, "Oh my God, I've never seen this form before. I wish the Kali Yuga people can also witness this form." And so Krishna obviously does whatever his devotees desire. So he manifested in Jagannath Puri. Long story short, Nilachal Parvat in Jagannath Puri, he manifested himself as Jagannath Baladev Subhadra as we know him. So Narad Muni is responsible for us knowing Jagannath, that beautiful form that we know. Okay. Okay, so he's saying that he was in the personal service of the great sages. Okay, someone else to read the next verse. Aparna, would you like to do the honors?
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
1.5.24. ते मय अपेताखिल चापलेर्घ्ये दान्ते धृत कृतानकेनुवर्तिनि चाक्रुह कृपां यद्यपि तुल्यदर्शनः शुश्रूषुमने मुनयो भाषिणी. Although they were impartial by nature, those followers of the Vedanta blessed me with their causeless mercy. As far as I was concerned, I was self-controlled and had no attachments for sports, even though I was a boy. In addition, I was not naughty and I did not speak more than required.
So something to learn, how to behave in front of great sages, great sannyasis and personalities, is self-controlled, speak only when required. This was something taught to me when I was given service to my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Ramapad Swami Maharaj. My mentor gave us lots of services, and we would drive him, we would go places, and my mentor told me, unless he asks, don't open your mouth. If he asks something, answer to the point, and that's it. If he jokes with you, don't joke back. Be always maintain that level of formality, because otherwise familiarity breeds contempt, and any offense to such a great devotee, spiritual life closed forever. So since then, I would always be careful, right? Whenever in front of Maharaj, I won't open my mouth unless, even till date, I don't open my mouth unless it is absolutely necessary. If there is a service, or if he asks me something, I will answer. Even when there has been meetings, right, where everybody gives their opinion, I'm always careful not to be the one giving opinions, although I'm a talker and I'm a speaker and everything. But when it comes to Vaishnava Association, great devotees, I keep my mouth shut. So that's the way to be in front of great personalities. We listen rather than speaking unnecessarily. Very nice statement. Yes, Yogesh Prabhu.
Prabhuji, can you please elaborate a bit more on familiarity breeds contempt? A few more examples on that. And is talking in limitation some sort of an austerity, or how it should be looked upon?
It's respect. So familiarity breeds contempt, as in, let's say we talk about a sannyasi or a great sage. Are they humans? Absolutely. Do they have human frailties, even though they're great personalities? Certainly. So what happens over a period of time is you start seeing them in their human aspects. Thereby, it feels like he's not very different from me. And the fact that this person is a pure devotee of the Lord, that might come down. That's on reverence might come down. Then we start cracking jokes. I have seen disciples with their gurus, almost, playing tug of war and doing all kinds of things and talking like friends. Now, of course, the sannyasi or the guru, they're humble people. They will be very reciprocative. That doesn't mean we become familiar and cross the bounds. We must be always in the mood of service. That this is a great person. Let me not make any offenses knowingly or unknowingly. Being extra cautious around them. That is very pleasing to the Supreme Lord, right? Because that is respect. When we are respecting a pure devotee of the Lord, not taking him or her for granted, not seeing him or her as just another human being, but seeing them as a representative of God, a person who imbibes by the scriptures, right? That respect, that awe and reverence, that allows us to progress in our spiritual life. It is not like they care about us being all, but it is for our personal growth. I remember when my spiritual master started coming to my college, I was in the student government. So I was in an influential role. I was elected vice president of the student government. So I was in an influential role to bring in Westerners to college programs. And I was just a kid, 18-year-old kid. And Maharaj would come and he would speak and he would really try to convince these Westerners. And I would not understand everything he would say. But one thing was very clear to me. My mentor told me that Guru is the external manifestation of Super Soul. And I would just look at him and look at his heart. I was like, wow, Krishna is right there. That is so awesome, right? This is a person who's non-different from a temple, because Krishna is in everyone's heart. But in his case, his awakened form, enlightened form, there's a beautiful throne where the Supreme Lord is sitting and very reciprocative, right? That's what makes you a guru, because you're in tune with Paramatma. So all of that on reverence is very nice to have, very nice to worship with our mind. I remember one time I was driving Guru Maharaj from Delhi airport to Vrindavan, and it was early in the morning, 3 o'clock. I picked him up, and Mangalarati time, we were taking him to Vrindavan, that he was right behind. I was in the front seat, and I was in my mind having the whole Arati plate. Samsara Dhava, Dadalida Loka, Tranaya Karadya. I was actually doing Mangalarati, glorifying the Supreme Lord and glorifying his pure devotee, my Guru. I was feeling so happy and jubilant, but didn't open my mouth. When we were going past Sarojini Nagar, I had the urge to tell Guru Maharaj that, this place is named after my great-great-grandmother. But then I kept my mouth shut. I was like, no, unnecessary talk. I will not open my mouth. What is there? It's just a material designation, as far as he's concerned. Why should I bother him? Kept my mouth shut. And the whole time it was a prayerful mood that I'm in the same vehicle and breathing the same air as Krishna's pure devotee, who's my Guru, who represent Krishna in my life. You see the kind of respect and the adoration you have. Never let that go away. Never let that come down to the level. He's another devotee. He's another human being. He also farts. He also goes to the bathroom. What's so different about him and me? No. As I treat Krishna more, humbly I'll treat Guru, because that's what Krishna is pleased. Krishna might come and be like, hey, buddy, what's up? But with Guru, right? Prahlad Maharaj, when he sees Narsinghadev is offering him everything. What do you want? Tell me anything. Like, please, my Lord, I'm born from a demon family. Don't entice me like that. All I want is to be Naradmuni's disciple. I want to serve Naradmuni humbly. Please allow me to be his servant. Right? So that's the position of a guru. You're meeting God face to face. And Prahlad Maharaj is saying, please give me service to Naradmuni. And Narsinghadev is so pleased. He's like, my dear Prahlad, you've pleased me so much. With this transcendental pause, he's put his hand on Prahlad's head and says, you've pleased me so much with your humility. Truly blessed. So that's what pleases Krishna. When we offer our humble heart to Guru. So that's the position of a Guru. And familiarity breeds contempt. So we must be very careful how we approach a Guru, how we act, speak, behave in front of a guru. Yes?
Understood, Prabhuji.
Too much heaviness? So my
Prabhuji,
guru specifically doesn't want VIP treatment. So it's even complicated. So I have to be like I'm normal. But in my heart of hearts, I'm very, very like cautious and careful and everything else. Right? So it's our safety. So even unknowingly, I don't commit any offenses.
So Prabhuji, this is, I mean, the examples that you have given are with respect to, a great devotee, but we have also mentioned that, you speak only when asked upon in your meetings or whatever. So how is this applicable, or how should this be perceived on a day-to-day activity? I mean, on a day-to-day life.
See, on a day-to-day basis, if I need something, I can even WhatsApp Guru Maharaj. I can email him. He responds within an hour or so. Right? That's all there. But that's because there's service. It's not, hi Maharaj, what's up?
No, I mean, with other people. I mean, not just devotees as
With
well.
other people, see, learning speech control is a wonderful quality to have, materially or spiritually. Because I'll tell you, when there are people who just like blabber, right? By doing so, they're showing their weaknesses, their insecurities, their unintelligence, their intelligence, their credentials, all kinds of things. When you use your words carefully, people value you. When this guy talks, words of wisdom come out. So it's important, speech control, any situation, speech control, you're married now. You will see you'll avert a lot of spousal issues if you simply control your speech. Unnecessary talk is not required. So that by itself, control of the tongue doesn't mean just food. It also means control of the speech. So in any situation, only when it's required, we should speak something that's valuable. So speech has three qualities. It should be truthful, it should be uplifting, and it should, uplifting as in, inspiring, not like putting you down kind of truth. Truth can be like, you're very ugly, sir. No. Truthful, uplifting, and that which benefits all around you. Talking about bomb making doesn't benefit people around you. Maybe it does, I don't know. But you get the point, right? So beneficial, uplifting, and truthful. That's the nature of speech. Only when we can speak like that, we should speak. Otherwise, we are blabbering. That doesn't mean friends don't interact and gossip doesn't happen and all of that. But as devotees of Krishna, that's our aspiration. As we go up the ladder, right, towards Krishna, less gossip, more value statements. Does it make sense? Okay. Anything else? Anybody has any questions? If not, we will continue. Okay, yeah. Aparna, would you like to read?
25. Uchishta anumodito dvijay sakrit sma punje tad apasta kilvisya evam prapritrasya vishuddha chetasas tad dharma evatma ruchiha prajayate. Once only by their permission I took the remnants of their food, and by so doing all my sins were at once eradicated. Thus being engaged, I become purified in heart, and at that time the very nature of the transcendentalist became attractive to me.
Very, very powerful tool. So now that we are in Bhagavatam, I'm not going in the logical sphere. I'm getting a little, these are very nice things to learn. But we don't go telling people about this because people won't understand. So taking the remnants, Uchishta means the remnants on the path or on the plate of a pure devotee is extremely powerful. So again, when great personalities like gurus and sannyasis, they are done with their lunch. In ISKCON, at least, those who are devotees, those who know, they go crazy over the plate, and whoever can grab whatever they can, because that's where all the mercy lies. Generally, when Guru Maharaj has a fever, the entire temple will have a fever, because people don't care that he has a fever. They'll still want that Uchishta, because the scriptures glorify that very much, because that is called Maha Prasadam. So that food that is offered to Krishna, when Krishna eats it, it's called Maha Prasadam. And that food, when it is tasted by a pure devotee of the Lord, and we take it from that pure devotee's plate, that is called Maha Prasadam. It's actually more powerful than Maha Prasadam, right? So there's a story of Lord Chaitanya, where there is this wonderful devotee who was hell-bent on having the Maha Prasadam of all Lord Chaitanya's associates in Navadvip. So, and he was a Brahmin person. So he was eating, and everybody's remnants and everything, everybody was happily sharing. One person was a Shudra. And when he came to his house to take his remnants, he said, please, you're Brahmana, I can't give you my remnants, I'm a Shudra. Kindly don't make me do this. So he waited outside his house, and that person, when he had a mango and threw away the mango peel, he took that mango peel and he accepted that remnants without letting that person know. And finally, he was satisfied that, yes, I have taken the Uchishta of all Lord Chaitanya's pure devotees and associates. Then when he went to Jagannath Puri to see Lord Chaitanya, when you enter Jagannath Puri temple, there is a place to wash your feet. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu every day would wash his feet and enter the temple. As he went to wash his feet, this particular devotee went after the water that was being washed from Lord Chaitanya's feet. Lord Chaitanya noticed it. He generally never allows anyone to take that water. But with this devotee, he allowed him. He had it once, he had it twice, he had it thrice, and as he was going to go for the fourth time, Mahaprabhu said enough. But he allowed him to have it 3 times. And the Acharyas explain is this special mercy came upon him because of that nature he had. He was so much eager to have the remnants from the plates of pure devotees. So it's a very, very powerful thing, powerful secret that materialists don't know. But within the devotee community, you will see this happening all the time. So if you have the great fortune of meeting a great sannyasi or devotee, that's the mercy you want to go after. One thing, another thing I personally do is, if there's shoes around, I will go. The dust of the from the feet of the pure devotee is also very powerful. I'll go take the dust from that shoe and put it on my head. That is also extremely potent. So here Naradmuni is saying that in his past life, as a son of a maidservant, once he had the opportunity to eat the remnants, and by eating so, all his bad karma got eradicated. Yes, Yogesh Prabhu.
Oh, he had mentioned that Lord Chaitanya had allowed him to take prasadam 3 times, but why 3? Charnamrit 3 times, but why 3 times? Wasn't 1 time enough for? I mean, it's as potent as one.
He was being eager, and Mahaprabhu allowed once, twice, thrice, and enough.
Okay. I thought there was some significance in there. So
I'll tell you another story that will help you understand. So you must be knowing Indra Maharaj, right? Very nice kirtans he does. Europe, he has a lot of programs and all. So when Indra Maharaj was a brahmachari, Srila Prabhupada was on the planet. So France, he was in France. So I think Paris temple. So the temple president declared that whoever does the highest amount of book distribution will get to wash Prabhupada's lotus feet. So Indra Maharaj and another devotee, for a whole month, they went before sunrise. They entered the tube, or what is the metro rail, right? Underground. And at late night, they would come out of the tube. They would distribute books all day long. Indra Maharaj won the highest number of books thing. So he was going to wash Prabhupada's feet. He had a whole thing planned out. where he would wash it, what he would do with it. So the moment came, Prabhupada's lotus feet was there. He was washing it beautifully. And there was a whole pitcher full of Prabhupada's water, Charnamrit water. Now, generally what happens, you take that water and you sprinkle over other people's head, and you have some and you share with others. Indradyumna Maharaj did not want to share it with anyone. He took that bowl of water and he ran. And all the brahmacharis and devotees are running after him. He knew exactly which room to go to. He locked himself up. There's another devotee, this other book distributor. So both of them planned this out. They locked themselves up. All the devotees are knocking on the door. We want the Charnamrit. And these two devotees drank as much as they could, and they finished the whole thing. Now that's the eagerness, right? And because of that, Indradyumna Maharaj got a lot of mercy. There's a whole books he has written, series of books, traveling, diaries of a traveling monk. If you ever get a chance to read those series, amazing experiences. And even from Prabhupada actually revealed his divine aspects to Indradyumna Maharaj, right? That fact that Prabhupada walked on sunlight in Hamburg, Germany, or other things, these were all revealed to him. So that's what the eagerness, when you understand what is Charnamrit of Krishna or his pure devotee, right? So that's when the eagerness comes, because you understand. So these are not, just uneducated villagers. These are highly educated Vaishnava scholars who are pure devotees of the Lord. And in their past lives, they were gopis and manjaris. So they understand what each dust, each drop of water from the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya means. So the eagerness is coming from that. Yeah.
Understood, Prabhuji.
Okay. Anything else? Am I getting too esoteric? Oh God, I can't see faces. I hope I have not put you guys to thinking, oh, what is happening?
Not at all, Prabhuji.
Huh?
Not at all. I'm enjoying this like anything.
Glad to hear. Okay. So here, once only, by their permission, I took the remnants of their food, and by so doing, all my sins were at once eradicated. Thus, being engaged, I became purified in heart, and at the time, the very nature of the transcendentalist became attractive to me. So that's the litmus test. That transcendental subject matters become attractive to our hearts. When does it happen? Pada Sevanam. So this is direct Pada Sevanam. When we are taking Charnamrit, we are taking, touching the feet of the Lord or the pure devotees, or we are taking the remnants. Things like that give us an attraction for Krishna Katha. Otherwise, we are materially diseased. We don't have attraction for chanting the holy name or doing any of those things. But when we are engaged in serving the pure devotees of the Lord, that's the key. By that, we get cured from our material disease. I was going to tell you another story. Yes. So this is, I think, Ramanujacharya or Madhvacharya. Ramanujacharya, he had visited one of his disciples. I'm not narrating the whole story, but basically, after eating his lunch, he went to the river or pond, the water body, to wash his hands. He had some rice stuck in his fingers. And to the dismay of all the people, as the rice was falling in the water, these small fish came running to eat the rice. And as they ate the rice, they were manifesting four-armed Narayana form and going back to Godhead. Right there from fish body to Vishnu Duta body, all the way back to Vaikuntha. That is the potency of Ramanujacharya. Who is Ramanujacharya? He is Lakshmana, right? Rama Anuja. He is the younger brother of Lord Ramachandra. He is Anantasesh, Balaram, however you call him. He is the Lord's direct expansion. So that is Ramanujacharya. And by Ramanujacharya's remnants, fish getting liberated without coming to human form of life. So that's the beauty of it. So we must understand what is Mahaprasad and what is Mahaprasad. So sometimes we don't respect Mahaprasad. We should never take it for granted. I'll tell another thing, how Mahaprasad is glorified. Now, on Ekadashi days, generally, we don't take rice, we don't take grains. So one time, Haridas Thakur, he was offered Jagannath Mahaprasad, which was because Jagannath doesn't care about Ekadashi. He eats everything every day, Chapat Bhog. So Haridas Thakur, who's the incarnation of Lord Brahma, he was offered Jagannath Mahaprasad plate. Now, because it's Ekadashi, he's not able to eat it. And it's Jagannath Mahaprasad, so he has to glorify it. He can't dishonor it either. So what did he do? For the next 24 hours, till Paran time, Ekadashi end time, he just glorified Mahaprasad. Like we say Mahaprasade, Govinde, Namo Brahmani Vaishnave, right? That's a glorification of Mahaprasad. So Haridas Thakur, just to not dishonor Jagannath Mahaprasad, he just glorified the Mahaprasad for the next whatever number of hours. And when it was time to break fast, then he honored it. That's the kind of sincerity these people have. You need to understand, why he is Namacharya, even though born from a Muslim family. This is why he's Nama. This is why he can chant 192 rounds every day. Because the sincerity is at that level. He honors Krishna's everything. He is, preaching. He is teaching. He is chanting. He is, serving the Vaishnavas. He's resolving conflicts. So these are the examples that we have. These are our leaders in Krishna consciousness. By seeing them, we can learn how to be a devotee. Even if become 1/1,000,000th of a percentage of what they are, life is successful. Right? Okay. Attraction for Krishna manifests. That's what makes life successful. Okay. 26th text. Somebody wants to read? Okay. Aparna?
तन्त्रावहं कृष्णकथाः प्रज्ञायतम् अनुग्रहेण शृणवं मनोहरः तः श्रद्धया मेऽनुपदं विशृण्वत प्रियश्रवस्यङ्गममापद्रुचिः. O Vyasadeva, in the association and by the mercy of those great Vedantists, I could hear them describe the attractive activities of Lord Krishna, and thus listening attentively, my taste for hearing for the personality of Godhead increased at every.
Isn't that amazing? Thank you so much. Oh, Vyasadev, in the association and by the mercy of those great Vedantists, I could hear them describe the attractive activities of Lord Krishna. And thus listening actively, my taste for hearing of the personality of Godhead increased at every step. So hearing about Krishna increases our taste for hearing. Chanting Krishna's holy name allows us to chant more, right? So association of pure devotees and hearing from them. What to speak of? Directly hearing from them, right? Very powerful. So many people say that, oh, Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita directly to Arjuna. But what about me? Krishna is not speaking to me directly. When Krishna's devotee speaks, it is also very, very special. Krishna speaking first person is amazing. But Krishna's devotees speaking about this, because they explain things more and whatnot, that is also no less potent. So when we are hearing Srila Prabhupada's purports, right, it's very powerful because Prabhupada is a pure devotee of the Lord. And he's giving us. And by Prabhupada's mercy, we're able to unpack these confidential secrets. And by hearing Krishna Katha, the attraction for hearing more Krishna Katha manifests within the heart. Every step. Okay. Text 27.
Tasmin sada Labdha ruchir mahamate priyashravasya akshalita matir mama yahaham etat sad asat swa mayaya pasyamai brahmani kalpitam pare. O great sage, as soon as I got a taste of the personality of Godhead, my attention to hear to the Lord was unflinching, and as my taste developed, I could realize that it was only in my ignorance that I had accepted gross and subtle coverings, for both the Lord and I are transcendental.
Oh, great sage. As soon as I, thank you very much. As soon as I got a taste of the, so this is our job. Our job as devotees is to give a taste of Krishna consciousness to those who have not yet tasted. That's it. Through prasadam, through kirtan, through our own association, through a visit to the temple, somehow or other, give a taste of Krishna consciousness to others. They will get addicted. That's why Rath Yatra is so important. In Kolkata, the Kolkata Rath Yatra is the largest Rath Yatra after Jagannath Puri. We have more than 1.5 million visitors throughout the 7 days of Rath Yatra. And it is such a great opportunity for preaching, for cultivating people. Because Jagannath did this purposely, because those who don't come to the temple, the Lord is coming out to say hi. How is it going? I'm here for you. And Jagannath is giving mercy, saying, if you see me on the chariot, you will get liberated. That's it. You just have to see Jagannath on the chariot, and you're got liberation over and out. So those of us fortunate to see Jagannath on the chariot, please take advantage of that. And by seeing him on the chariot, your life is perfect. So Krishna is that kind of eager, right? And we have to be eager because that pleases Krishna. He wants to give people who are materially diseased and can't taste Krishna consciousness. We need to take the effort of giving them a wonderful taste of Krishna consciousness. When we do devotional programs, we must make sure the prasadam is fantastic, the kirtan is fantastic, the guest reception is fantastic. Every guest should be received like the Krishna's guests, and they should feel warmth, they should feel loved, they should feel respected, that they want to keep coming again and again. That is a taste we want to give them. When that happens, people feel, I should go again. In the material world, everybody is so, give and take, transactional. But devotees are so nice. There's no give and take. They only want to give and they want us to take. Oh, how nice. Let me go again. And then after taking a little bit, out of gratitude, one might want to reciprocate. Here is some donation. Here is some service. Here is some sweet words of appreciation, right? And what to speak of, we become devotees and we continue the process of bringing others to Krishna consciousness, right? So that's how we reciprocate with the causeless mercy of the devotees. So the taste of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we receiving it makes us fortunate. And our duty is to make others fortunate by giving them that taste to whatever degree we can, to that taste of Krishna consciousness. And what will happen as a result? My attention to hear of the Lord was unflinching, that people are like, I want to hear Krishna Katha. I want to hear pastimes of Vrindavan. I want to hear about Krishna. I want to hear Bhagavad Gita. I want to learn. And as my taste developed, I could realize that it was only in my ignorance that I had accepted this gross and subtle covering. What is gross and subtle covering? This material body, this material mind. That because of my ignorance, because of not knowing Krishna, I have accepted material body, material mind. For both, the Lord and I are actually transcendental. Krishna is also spiritual. Jivas are also spiritual. So why have we taken this material body, material mind? Because of ignorance. We have forgotten Krishna. We thought there is some enjoyment in matter. But actual enjoyment is in a relationship with Krishna. Okay. I'll pause here We have 6 minutes. If there's any question, anything you want to share, any realizations, please feel free.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I wanted to ask, like, based on from Bhagavad Gita or Krishna consciousness. So there are situations where, there are some past experiences, right? And you have to again face that same situation, or like a person or a situation
Can you
where
bring your
you
mouth
have.
closer to the microphone so I can hear you clearly? In past
Is it
situations.
better now? Is it better now?
Yes.
Yeah. Um, sorry, I'm not sure till when did you hear?
Past situations.
Okay, so my question is like, if there are negative past experiences, right? And it how to face the same situation, because you cannot avoid some circumstances, and in life you have to again face the same person, but there are negative experiences, right? So how to keep the mind, or the person um, different from the situation that was faced previously.
I'm not sure I
Like,
fully understand the question.
okay, I'll ask you later on, maybe.
No,
I think that needs to be
I'll try my
elaborated.
best to answer from what I understand. I'm not fully sure I understand you, but let me still try to answer the question. So most of our problems are fixed when we fix ourselves, right? We can't fix the world. We don't have control over other people. All we have control over is our own heart and our own mind. So if there have been past instances, all we can work on is ourselves and making sure that whatever led to those past situations don't happen again. Thereby, we are protecting. So if you make a mistake once, it's okay. If you make a mistake twice, that is not okay. So it is important to acknowledge what led to that mistake in the past and make sure we don't repeat the mistake in the future. Does that answer your question, Aparna?
Yeah, yeah, you answered it partially. So what I mean to say is that yes, of course, the mistake is not to be repeated. Um, what I mean is that there are certain circumstances you have to face the same, the same person or the same family member, or where you have a negative experience, and how to overcome that, because even because it's not always too good to carry the same baggage, right? Mistakes might happen or whatever, but when you face the same person, how to have that mindset that we're not affecting your own mind of the past instance that
Got it.
happened with that
Got it.
person.
So one way to do it is forgiveness, right? Which might be hard in some cases to forgive the person who has, let's say somebody has molested someone. It's hard to forgive in that situation. It's too extreme, right? So forgiveness is definitely one level where you can get over the differences. Another level is where you kind of create an emotional bulletproof jacket, right? Where you don't let that other person affect you. You become indifferent to that other person. You're having to deal with that other person because so and so is a family member, but you don't let their words hurt you because you have created a bulletproof shield. How do you do that? You don't give that much weightage to that person. So when they say something, it hurts. It hurts when somebody is close to you. You see, closer people hurt you more because you've given them that weightage. When you reduce the weightage and you understand this person is sad in their own life, that's why they like to hurt other people. They like to make other people's lives miserable, right? Then you stop giving that much weightage. Like just recently, somebody I know and I respect very much was being spoken about by somebody else. Let's say X is somebody I respect and love very much. Y is talking about that person. And the way it is being spoken, like, I know this is not the kind of behavior this person does. And like, is she going through some issues in terms of physical issues or relationship issues? Yes. How did you know? I'm like, because this is not who she is. She's acting and behaving this way because there must be some either biological, psychological, or relationship issues. And turns out it was. Okay. So be able to see the person from the behavior. And my response to that person was, let's be very caring to that person, because she is dealing with certain things and she might hurl insults at you. Let's take it knowing that this is not the person we know. This is a person who is going through something, and that's why might be the overreaction. So separating the person from the behavior and acting out of compassion. Now, sometimes people are just vicious. They will keep repeating the same thing over and over again, knowing that you're forgiving, and they'll take advantage of that. That's not okay. So after a certain point, even Krishna cut off the head of Shishupal, right? Shishupal was given 100 opportunities to abuse Krishna. After 100 abuses, sorry, the chakra went out, cut off the head of Shishupal, over and out. So in certain cases, you just cut it off. Don't see their face. Block them, get out from that relationship, because they are harmful to you, to your mind and body. They're vicious. They're not innocent mistakes. They're not a victim of their circumstance. They're just vicious. So in those cases, avoid them at all costs. They're like cancer. Does it answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Krishna is asking, Prabhuji, sometimes we get to know about some activities of a certain devotee of the Lord, which we think as wrong. And unknowingly or knowingly, we start discussing about that, which takes the shape of gossip. How to avoid it? Don't do it. Because you don't know. Don't judge a pure devotee. Don't judge anyone. Don't judge devotees especially, and definitely don't judge pure devotees, because they work on a dimension that you can't fathom at your level. So it's better that you don't gossip about that person and create offenses and shut down your spiritual life, right? And don't try to judge also who's a pure devotee, who's a senior devotee, who's a junior devotee. Everybody is a devotee. Don't try to judge. Just don't judge people. Period. Don't gossip about devotees. Don't say negative things. Be very, very cautious. No matter how new they are, they're dear to Krishna. They've come to Krishna consciousness. They're very dear to Krishna. So let's not gossip, talk negative, anything. You must have seen, right? Sometimes I get frustrated with certain people. I'm like, oh, devotee of Krishna, oh my God. And I'll immediately pay my obeisances, respects, and back off from that statement. Because no matter who they are, juniors, seniors, pure devotees, non-pure devotees, doesn't matter. They're devotees. They're Krishna's dearest. And we must not say anything negative about them behind, in front. Any offenses should not be committed. Does that answer your question, Krishanu?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. See you next Friday. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.